It's the Super Smart Farm Show.
Hey there, farm friends. Elmer here. Welcome back to the Super Smart Farm Show. It's another beautiful day here on the farm. I just finished up my morning chores and now I'm headed down the farm lane to check the mailbox. I love to get letters from my farm friends. Ooh, looky there. I see some mail in the mailbox. Wow, it's a lot of mail today. Let's see, electric bill, some junk mail, a credit card offer. Oh, but what's this? It's a letter. It's a letter from a listener named Jake. He wants to know how tractors move. Thanks for the question, Jake. It's a really good one. Now, it might seem simple at first, but there are a lot of moving parts when it comes to tractors, literally. What do you think, farm friends? How do tractors move? A, they use matter-antimatter reactors with dilithium crystals. B, there's a giant hamster running on a wheel under the hood. Or C, a big engine burns fuel to spin the wheels and make the tractor go. Did you say C? That's right. There's an engine in there that makes the tractor go. But what does an engine do, and how exactly does it work? I've learned a lot about engines over the years, but I am no expert. But I know someone who is. Let's head over to Merle's shop. Everything I know about engines I learned from Merle. I hope he's there today. Hello? Hello? Anybody here? Merle, you here? Oh, there he is. I see his boots sticking out from under that John Deere. Hey, Merle, we got a question for you.
Hey, Elmer. Merle's not here today. Something I can help you with?
Hey, Pearl. I guess when I saw your feet sticking out from under that tractor, I assumed you were your husband, Merle.
It happens a lot. We have similar work boots and we both wear the same brand of coveralls. So what brings you down to the shop today?
Well, I got a letter from my friend Jake, and he wants to know how tractors move. I've learned a lot about tractors and mechanics from you and Merle over the years, but I could use some help explaining it to my farm friends here. What do you say? Can you help us understand how tractors move? We know there's an engine inside that burns fuel and makes it go, but I think we need a little more than that to understand it. Can you walk us through it?
Sure can. I love talking about tractors, especially how they work.
Thanks.
Now, the tractor I've been working on today is a real classic. This is a John Deere 4020. John Deere built these from 1963 to 1972, and there's a whole lot of them still out working on farms today.
Yep, I've seen them.
Now, the 4020 has what we call a diesel engine. Come around here to the front. You see this big metal box right here? That's the engine. That's where all the power comes from.
So the engine is like the heart of the tractor.
That's a great way to put it, Elmer. Without the engine, the tractor isn't going anywhere. Now, do you want to know what's happening inside there?
I sure do, and I bet my farm friends do too.
All right. Inside this engine, there are 6 metal tubes called cylinders. And inside each cylinder, there's a part called a piston.
A piston? What's that look like?
Think of it like a metal plug that fits snugly inside a pipe. It can slide up and slide down, up and down, over and over again.
Okay, so there are 6 of these pistons sliding up and down inside the engine. But what makes them slide?
Good question. The engine pulls in air, and it mixes that air with a little bit of diesel fuel. Then it squeezes that air and fuel really, really tight.
Squeezes it?
Squeezes it so tight the air gets hot. Hot enough to make the fuel light up all by itself. No match, no spark, just heat from squeezing.
Wait, squeezing air makes it hot?
Sure does. You can feel it yourself. Rub your hands together real fast. Feel that warmth? That's the same idea. Squeeze something hard enough and it heats up.
So no spark plug or anything, it just lights up from being squeezed?
That's right. That's what makes a diesel engine different from the engine in your family's car. Most cars run on gasoline and they use a little spark to light the fuel. Diesel engines skip the spark. They just squeeze hard enough to do the job.
Why do tractors use diesel instead of gasoline?
Diesel engines are built strong and steady. They're not as fast as gas engines, but they can pull heavy loads all day long without getting tired. That's exactly what a tractor needs to do.
Built for work, not for racing.
You got it.
Wow, so the fuel lights up and then what?
When the fuel lights up, it makes a little explosion inside the cylinder. And that explosion pushes the piston down hard.
So the piston gets shoved down.
Right. And then it comes back up, and it happens again. And again. Hundreds of times every minute in all 6 cylinders.
Hold on, let me see if I got this. The engine squeezes air and fuel, the fuel lights up from the heat, and that pushes the pistons down over and over really fast.
You got it. But here's the thing. The tractor doesn't move up and down, it rolls. So we've got to turn that up and down motion into something that spins.
Well, how do you do that?
That's where the crankshaft comes in. The crankshaft is a long metal bar that runs through the engine, and the pistons are all connected to it. When the pistons push down, they turn the crankshaft, and the crankshaft spins in a circle.
So push becomes spin.
Push becomes spin. I like that.
All right, farm friends, let's see if you've been paying attention. What does the crankshaft do? A, it makes the tractor louder. B, it turns the up and down motion of the pistons into a spinning motion. Or C, it holds the steering wheel in place. Did you say B? That's right. Push becomes spin.
Good job, farm friends.
Okay, Pearl. So now we've got something spinning inside the engine, but the wheels are way back here. How does the spinning get from the engine all the way to the wheels?
That's the next part of the journey. The spinning power leaves the engine and goes into something called the transmission.
Transmission? I've heard of that. But what does it do?
The transmission is a box full of gears. You ever ridden a bike with gears?
Sure have. I have a 10-speed bike.
Same idea. The gears make things spin faster. Some gears make things stronger. The driver of the tractor can pick which gear they need.
Why would you need different gears in a tractor?
Well, sometimes a tractor needs to go a little faster across a field, but sometimes it needs to pull something really heavy, like a plow through hard dirt. For heavy work, you want strong and slow. For lighter work, you can go a little faster.
All right, so the transmission lets the tractor be strong or speedy, depending on the job.
Exactly right.
Okay, quick question for you, farm friends. Why does a tractor need different gears? A, so it can do tricks and wheelies. B, because the gears get lonely all by themselves. Or C, so it can be strong and slow for heavy work, or a little faster for lighter jobs.
That's right, it's C. The different gears are for different kinds of work.
Okay, so the power goes from the engine to the transmission, and then where?
From the transmission, the power goes into the axles. Those are the big metal bars that connect to the wheels. When the axles spin,
The wheels spin.
and when the wheels spin,
The tractor moves.
that's it, Elmer, that's it.
Well. Sounds like class is in session in the shop today.
Merle, you're back. Pearl here has been teaching us how a tractor engine works.
Has she now? Well, let me just make sure she's covered everything. Hey, farm friends, you can help me out here. I've got a few questions.
Go right ahead, Merle.
Question 1, what kind of fuel does the John Deere 4020 use? A, unleaded gasoline, B, diesel fuel, or C, chocolate milk?
What do you think, farm friends? Did you say B?
That's right, it's B. Diesel fuel. And unlike gasoline engines, a diesel engine doesn't need a spark plug. The air and fuel get squeezed so tight that the heat alone lights up the fuel.
Well, that's correct. All right, question 2. What moves up and down inside the engine to help make power? Is it A, the pistons, B, the farmer who sits on a trampoline, or C, a tiny little elevator?
What do you say, farm friends? That's right, it's A, the pistons.
6 pistons in the 4020 going up and down hundreds of times a minute, and they're connected to the crankshaft, which turns that up and down push into spinning motion.
She's right.
She sure is.
Okay, one more. What path does the power take to get from the engine to the wheels? A, engine to cup holder to radio to fuzzy dice to wheels. B, the engine just yells loud and the wheels start moving. Or C, The power goes from engine to crankshaft to transmission to axles to wheels.
This is a big one, farm friends. Did you say C?
C. Push becomes spin at the crankshaft. The transmission picks the right gear, strong and slow for heavy work, a little faster for lighter jobs. Then the axles carry the spinning power to the wheels and the tractor moves.
Well, Merle, did she leave anything out?
No, she did not.
Sounds like Pearl knows her stuff.
Elmer, who do you think taught me half of what I know?
Only half.
Well, there you have it, farm friends. Big thanks to Pearl and Merle for letting us hang out in the shop today. And thank you, Jake, for sending in such a great question. Next time you see a tractor rolling through a field, you'll know exactly what's happening under the hood. Fuel lights up, pistons push, the crankshaft spins, gears do the job, and those big wheels keep on rolling. Built for work, not for speed. All right, until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and stay super smart.
This episode features the voices of Eric Herlock and Candace Wersbowski. It was written by Eric Herlock. It was produced by the Lancaster Farming digital team. Sound design and mixing by Justin Berger. The theme music is by Eric Herlock, with additional music from Epidemic Sound. This episode of the Super Smart Farm Show is copyright 2026 by Lancaster Farming Newspaper, part of the Steinman Communications family. Do you have a farming question you'd like to hear answered on the Super Smart Farm Show? Email us at supersmart@lancasterfarming.com. We'd love to hear from you.
It's the Super Smart Farm Show.